Finally, tonight, the Vatican is set to host its annual lighting of the Christmas tree tomorrow in St. Peter's Square, where it will also unveil its highly anticipated Nativity Scene. The history of the Vatican's Nativity Scene dates back to the 1980s. EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief Andreas Thonhauser has more.
Around this time, 800 years ago, St. Francis of Assisi decided to create the first Nativity Scene. Francis had recently returned from the Holy Land. Impressed by his visit to Bethlehem, he intended to reenact the Nativity Scene in Greccio, which is a small village he found very similar to the town of Bethlehem. It's only 62 miles away from Rome. To commemorate the anniversary, this year's Nativity Scene in St. Peter's Square will come from the very same place as the first historic scene. At the Vatican, the tradition of Nativity Scenes dates back to the year of 1982. It began when a Polish farmer brought a fir tree in his truck to Rome. The tree was placed in the center of St. Peter's Square as a gift for Pope St. John Paul II. It then became customary to have the Nativity of Jesus near the obelisk in St. Peter's Square with the Christmas tree beside it. Over the years, the Vatican has displayed many manger scenes, including the 100 Nativity Scenes initiative, which began in 2018. It brings together the work of numerous artisans depicting the beloved scenes. Again this year, for a month, more than 120 nativity scenes from 22 countries around the world will be on display under the colonnade of the square. For more than 4 decades, many nativity scenes have been installed in St. Peter's Square, and in recent years there's been more and more room for artists' imagination and creativity. In 2013, on the occasion of the first Christmas for Pope Francis, a traditional Neapolitan nativity scene arrived at the Vatican. 16 shepherds dressed in typical costumes reenacted the birth of the baby Jesus. A few years later, in 2018, a monumental sand nativity scene was created, 16 meters wide and 5 meters high. The sand came from the beach of Jesolo, a town in northern Italy. In 2020, the year of the outbreak of the COVID pandemic, the nativity scene in St. Peter's Square was donated by the Diocese of Teramo. It consisted of larger-than-life-size ceramic statues, a work created by the students and teachers of an art school. Last year, the nativity scene in the square was made in Udine, in the northeast of Italy, by master craftsmen from Sutrio. Another dear tradition is the blessing that the Pope bestows on the statuettes of baby Jesus. The children of Rome bring their figures to the Vatican on the last Sunday before Christmas. Afterwards, they place them in their own home crib. It's an event that is repeated each year throughout the churches of the Diocese of Rome and also in the Vatican. In Rome, Andreas Thonhauser and Matteo Ciaffi, EWTN News Nightly.